3 bedrooms, 1 level with a great meadow view and gorgeous Saddle Lake Farms. Colleen and David Black, Keller Williams Realty. Call on Colleen.
Hey, November the 1st. Welcome to November and to Standard Time. I hope you set your clocks back last night before you went to bed, or you might be late today. Let's take a look at our Skycam, and it's a beautiful morning. Look at this shot from Mount Cheaha and just a beautiful sunrise. How about a sunrise with the battleship Alabama there, and just a beautiful morning. And then just a real quick shot here of Montevallo, and look at the moisture kind of trapped in the valleys down there. Isn't that a great shot? So beautiful, beautiful morning. After some severe weather that we had on Friday. The surface map shows a little surface low over North Carolina with a front trailing down into the southern Gulf of Mexico. And in the upper atmosphere, everything is flattened out quite a bit. We're going to maintain the bit of a long wave trough over the eastern half of the country, but it looks like for the next week or so, things are going to be quite calm around central Alabama. Temperatures a bit chilly in the Great Lakes area, and of course, look at those cold temperatures up there in central Canada. Otherwise, things are looking pretty typical for this time of year. A little closer to home, you can see that we're flirting with the 30s, the upper 30s. Look at Anniston and Fort Payne there with 37 this morning. So a bit nippy, but we're heading into the 60s today, so it's going to be a beautiful day for whatever activities you might have. QPF kind of tells the story for the next 5 days. Nothing expected in the way of rain, and no storms expected either as across the country. And the National Hurricane Center is watching a little area that's in the central Atlantic. No threat to land at all, and unlikely it will maintain or become any kind of tropical system. All right, here's the 06Z GFS model run. High pressure today will keep things dry. In the upper atmosphere, we're going to see a gradual eroding of the trough over the eastern half of the country. That is, in terms of it's going to move a little further east and not be quite as a high amplitude as we've seen in the recent past. By Tuesday, we can see that little trough, shortwave trough, running through the flow quickly. It's in the eastern part of the Ohio River Valley, and that's probably going to drag a front down into the area, but I think we'll be dry, and the most that we'll see is probably clouds. High pressure replaces that front, and the colder air over New England and the mid-Atlantic states. By Thursday, we're still under high pressure, and the colder air is certainly well to our north. By Friday, the high is centered over the Ohio River Valley, and we're certainly in a mild condition, so it looks like just beautiful fall weather in store for us this coming week. Saturday, let's look again at the 500 millibar pattern, and there's a long wave trough position over the eastern half of the country, but you see things are flattened out quite a bit. However, there is a little short wave there over West Texas, and it looks like things are going to not be a problem there, but that shortwave trough's not going to have any moisture to deal with, so we're continuing dry on Saturday. And finally on Sunday, the high firmly entrenched across the area on November the 8th. Now let's go out into voodoo country, and there's a big trough on the 11th, and that looks like that could be a pretty wet event, and there you go. That looks like a lot of wetness for us, so some rain in November. And then way out at the end of the cycle, things still pretty active, but by the 18th, or the 16th, excuse me, we're under a big ridge, and that should keep things dry. Listen, thanks for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. We appreciate your staying subscribed. James Spann will be back in the saddle once again tomorrow morning. And remember, don't forget to set those clocks back this morning, or you'll be late. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning in. Godspeed.
Each day, there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.